Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Distillery, which is being made by user Viper008, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is this, a giant distillery which you can build in any of your settlements that you'd like, provided of course that you have the power and resources required to build it, and also the space. I mean, you will notice here, it is quite a large piece of work to actually build in your settlement, so if you don't have a whole lot of room, well, you just might not be able to fit it in anywhere, but if you can, it is quite a useful little thing, as of course it is a crafting station just like any other, so we can transfer goods in and out, but more importantly, we can actually go to craft, and then inside use this giant thing to produce for us either bourbon, rum, vodka, and whiskey, each having their own unique requirements, which I think are quite well balanced for the materials used to produce the drink of choice, to then get the required effects that you get over here. For instance, starting with bourbon, we'll need 4 corn and 1 dirty water. Rum will take 1 purified water and 1 sugar bomb. Vodka will take 1 purified water, 4 potatoes, and finally the whiskey using 4 corn and 1 purified water. And then you'll be able to produce your drink of choice and be good to go. Now, as for producing the distillery itself, it's rather simple really. We just need to go into the workshop mode, which it would help if I'd hit the right button. Let's try that again. There we go, there's the workshop mode. And you'll want to go over to crafting, and then it'll be quite easy to find as it takes up the whole width of the bar down there, and there we are, the distillery. Oh Jesus, this thing is huge. And it does also require a fair few materials, again, which makes me happy about it because it feels balanced. You're not just building this thing on the cheap. It will require 22 steel, 4 rubber, 6 screws, and 8 copper, and of course, as you'll notice, will require 3 electricity, but with all of that, it will also produce some happiness, which I mean, of course it produces happiness, it produces liquor. What settler wouldn't want to have that at their doorstep? It's just wonderful. But once built, you then have to hook it up to electricity, which is where I get my first major complaint. Now actually, I don't know if I'd call the size a complaint. It is rather big, but in most settlements you shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever fitting this in. But my one major complaint I do have is the hooking it up to the electrical grid, as it has the weirdest placement ever for where the wire attaches. The wire attaches down there, dead center of the base of the distillery, and it's weird and difficult. As you can see here, I actually had to add a pylon here between my windmill and this, because without it, thanks to the cables having to sag down a bit, it kept going into the concrete, so I couldn't place it. So it just seems a very odd choice to have the distillery requiring the attachment point to be down there. It feels very weird to me. And a lot of things that are of this large of size, like say one of our water purifiers over here, the attachment point for the electricity tends to be up top or somewhere in the middle, as you can see there. But for this, having it on the bottom, it just feels odd, because it's already has to be kind of odd to place with its size, and then you also have to take into account how in the crap you're going to attach a cable to it, so having that restrictive oddity of that down there seems weird. I'd much rather have it placed up at the top, or say at the side of this main console here. I feel that that would make a lot more sense, but who knows, maybe that'll change in the future. This may just be what we have for now, as well it is a fairly new mod, but yes, that's the distillery. Not a whole lot to talk to about that. You know, you build it, you make booze, and, well, you make the booze after, of course, you hook it into your electrical system in a somewhat weird way with the attachment point there, and that's it. So if you would like to try out this mod for yourself, which I definitely say you go and do, you can take a link in the, or take a look, rather, at the link in the description, as always. And for those of you who have been wondering about, Bethesda.net. It is on Bethesda.net right now, but currently only for PC. I don't know if it'll be coming for the consoles anytime soon. There doesn't seem to be any indication of that one way or the other on the mod page, but it is at the very least on Bethesda.net, so who knows, it may in the future. But that is going to be it for today's episode, folks. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, Have a good one.